Okay, today I'm going to be giving you a side-by-side comparison of Resident Evil Revelations 2 for PC. Of course, this will be in 4K. Now, it does have HDR perception, which is a feature that gives you the look of HDR for people who don't have HDR TVs. However, I do, so I know what it looks like. But this is the perfect game to display HDR as it has a lot of fire, explosions, action, and it's a dark-lit game. So HDR functions mainly on brights and how brights look and how darks look. So it gives you the perception of HDR. However, the video is tweaked and filtered to show you what HDR actually would look like if you don't have an HDR TV. So for those of you who don't have HDR TVs, or if you have a 4K TV like I did who didn't have HDR, you can see what the difference will look like if you have a 4K TV that doesn't have HDR and one that does, or if you have a 1080p TV that just doesn't have HDR at all. So the one on the left is HDR and the one on the right is not. So of course it's labeled, as you can see in the bottom corners. So let's take a look at this real fast. Now, this first scene is a dark lit scene, and as you go towards lights, this is when you can see the differences in the coloring of the game. When you have HDR enabled, you see things like lighting. Anything with brights looks very different from a TV or monitor soon to come that does not have HDR. So HDR is something that is pretty much like a filter. That's why you see all the memes and jokes about it, but it does make the game look actually better. It looks more realistic to you when you see it through HDR versus not, because everything without HDR for some reason looks a little bit more washed out. So as you can see here from the explosions and the fire, that the fire is well lit and it's much better lit. So this is the difference between HDR right here. Now for those of you who want to see this scene, the full scene, this is the ending of the game, you can go to the next video and you can see the full gameplay. However, this one won't show everything because I just wanted to talk about my thoughts on HDR and show you what the differences is. Now, the effects or anything don't look different. What looks different is how they look. Even in cutscenes, even if they're pre-rendered with HDR, as you can see from the screen on the left, it looks a lot more vivid and it looks a lot more bright. Now, a lot of you would not have been able to see this if you just saw one picture. So I'll put them side by side for you to see the differences right here, as you can clearly see for yourself. So this is the difference between HDR. Even when it's pitch black with HDR, the dark looks darker, as you can see. So this scene right here is a pre-rendered cutscene, and as you can see from the cutscene itself, the red looks more popping on the HDR version. See? So look at the left and look at the right. You can see that Claire's shirt is more bright in the HDR version. Now, as far as textures and everything, nothing's going to change there. Doesn't really change anything other than the colors. So a lot of people seem to think this is a filter, and honestly, it is a filter, but it looks better. So better is better. It makes the game look more immersive when you play it. So this is why HDR is something that is important for those of you who are gaming enthusiasts out there. As you can see from even the pre-rendered cutscene, HDR changes the way that looks as well. See how the lighting looked a little bit different there? So as we continue, my thoughts on HDR is yes, it is a filter, but it's a needed filter. It's great to have, and it's something that immerses you more in your gaming. So if you're watching a movie or playing a game, it looks a lot better with HDR enabled. So in my personal opinion, yes, is HDR gimmick? It kind of is, but honestly, it's a kind of thing that you would like to have, as you can see from these explosions. So unfortunately, if you went out and bought an HDR TV a couple of months ago and it didn't have HDR, you may want to take that back and go get this, because this is the new hot thing. And as you can see, yes, you can live without it clearly, because the shot on the right doesn't look bad, but the shot on the left definitely looks a little bit more better and it's more vivid. And I can tell you from personally playing, when you put the HDR on, it looks a lot more immersive when you play the game. As you can see, that blood effect looks way more noticeable on the left than on the right, and this is where HDR stands out a lot. So this is why it's important. You see the blood effect a lot more when HDR is enabled, and little things like that are what stands out. Even this scene right here looks a lot better with HDR, whereas it looks more like a CGI cutscene on the right. It looks more realistic on the left. Anyway, if you guys have any questions about HDR or 4K or any of that stuff, of course you can ask me in the bottom. It was easy to just make a video talking about it, but I'd rather get technical and actually show you for yourself so you can look and see. So if you have anybody that wants to know what HDR really looks like, just point them to this video and tell them, yo, check out that HDR video by Jimmybgaming, or give them the link so they can see for themselves. You can watch this on your phone, you can watch this anywhere, and you can see for yourself what it really looks like, okay? So hopefully this helps you guys out a lot. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And do remember, if you want to see the full thing in HDR, this whole gameplay, just click on the other video and you can. Peace. So overall, do I think you need HDR? Actually, I feel like you should probably wait. There's already different versions of HDR being developed, and currently HDR10 is the HDR that they are using. But just like last year, there was HDR and other formats. There'll be another HDR next year, more than likely, and you'll probably have to get that as well. So unless you have the money to invest in upgrading frequently, I would suggest you actually wait on HDR till there's more content. If you have the money to spend, then why not enjoy this great experience now? But if you feel like you don't want to keep dumping money into upgrading, then personally, yes, the effect of HDR is a beautiful thing, but something that you can live without. Overall, that's my honest opinion of HDR, and if you really need to have it or not, I do have it and I enjoy it, but it's something you do not need to have, just like you do not have to have VR to enjoy gaming. So it's up to you if you have the money to invest. If you do, however, have the money to invest, make sure you get one of those policy or plans where you can exchange your TV within 12 months for the new TVs that'll be announced around March. It's your boy Jimmybgaming. I'm out of here. Peace.